So there's this trend on TikTok where people are like, oh, as a blah, 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 here's something I've been scared to admit, right? So it started off a trend where people were like, social media is fake. So here's some things about my life that, you wouldn't expect, whatever, right? People are just talking about how, people on social media paint a certain image of themselves that's really not true a lot of times, right? So anyway, it's turned into people just talking about any old random thing. And I've seen a couple posts from black people where they're like, as a black person, here's something I've been scared to admit. And there's been like two, let me be fair, it's only been like two that I've seen where the thing that they're scared to admit, they're like, yeah, I get really uncomfortable around ghetto black people, like, yeah, they just make me nervous and anxious, so. And as a ghetto black person, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to respond to this. First of all, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, and nothing but the truth. Ghetto black people is not fucking thinking about your goofball ass. Let's get that out the way. You ain't gotta be scared. You ain't gotta be anxious. Nobody gives a fuck about you. All right. But then let's get to the root cause of this, though. Because I remember I was somewhere. I forget where I was. It was like Atlanta or somewhere. All right. And I got into a Uber, and I was talking to the Uber driver, and I'm like, oh, what's some stuff that I could do while I'm here? Some fun stuff, whatever, right? And he said something, oh, don't go to so-and-so because it's real ghetto over there. And I was like, oh, well, I'm real ghetto, so I'm going to enjoy myself. Like, what do you mean, right? Mind you, this Uber driver was black. Right? So then he said, don't say that about yourself. Don't say that about yourself. Like, I'm sure you're great or you're smart or something. I was like, yeah, I am. I just happen to be ghetto, too. Like, what are you talking about? I literally responded to him. I was like, I didn't say I wasn't smart. I said I was ghetto. Like, what are you saying? Y'all want to know what I've noticed? Nobody ever tells people who from the country not to say they from the country. Nobody ever tells them that. Nobody ever says, oh, you're not country. I'm sure you're smart. I'm sure you whatever. No, them folks could say, oh, I'm from the country and that be that, right? But for some reason, when I say I'm from the ghetto, everybody's like, oh, why would you say that, right? Because this is the reality. The ghetto is associated with black people. And because of that, it has a very negative connotation, okay? Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, I met some of the smartest people in my life in the fucking ghetto. Like, some of the people I saw, like, there was this one girl I know, bro, she had her car configured some sort of fucking way. She popped the trunk and it was a whole sound system, right? And she had like wires out and she was just fiddling with them. And I'm like, yo, I would have electrocuted myself. But she had this set up. I don't know how she figured this out. You know what I'm saying? She could fiddle around with the wires in the trunk and it would do whatever. And I was just like, girl, you need to be a fucking electrical engineer or something. Because what the fuck? It's like, it's so many smart people in the hood. Like, what? Now, this is my thing. Yeah, there's some worthless people in the ghetto. Like, I promise you, bro. Like, every day I will get up to go to school, right? And these niggas will be sitting on the street corner, shooting dice and selling drugs. And I'm like, y'all just do this every day, all day. And mind you, they'd be there when I came home after school, too. So I'm like, you just sit on this corner all day, every day. And nigga, you be out in this bitch at the crack of fucking dawn. Because I used to be leaving for school mad fucking early, right? So I'm just like, yo, this is all you fucking do. Like, there's some worthless people in the ghetto, right? But there's worthless people in the suburbs. There's worthless people in the country. There's worthless people everywhere. The ghetto has this connotation of being filled with just like the most worthless rejects of society. And that is not true. Most people in the ghetto are regular people. They just regular people who happen to live in the ghetto, a predominantly black area. So it gets a special name, because it's extra bad, right? Because it's black. And that's basically what this boils down to. Now, despite the fact that white people heavily overrepresent school shooters, domestic violence cases, etc., nobody associates those things with suburban areas, even though it's full of white people who are drug addicts, right? They snorting cocaine and they're addicted to prescription pills and all of this shit, right? It's the same sort of shit going on in white communities, but nobody sums up their communities with, oh, everybody in that community is just worthless. They're just nothing, yada, 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 right? It's some worthless ass motherfuckers in these white neighborhoods, but nobody takes the approach towards them that they take with black people in the ghetto. I wonder why.